Hello and welcome to another Rebel College match analysis, I guess this is. I'm Zenj and this is a match recap for Kezrael, my mentee this season, playing Nurgle. Playing them extremely well, currently 5-0-0, which is absolutely crazy with Nurgle. So we've got a match against High Elves here, and I've just recorded about half this match before I realised OBS wasn't recording the video. So that's annoying, so I know what happens like next 5 turns. I gave all sorts of advice that I'm hopefully going to remember to say again, that I might not do. So this is probably a really bad recap. And I've missed a whole bunch of these. This one's quite late. This is for a match that's almost a week ago now, so I apologise for that. Whew. Let's start again. So we're what's going on here? We're broken it. Okay, so in Nurgle, there's a block warrior and a guard beast and a block mighty blow. Estigor. Against High Elves, they've got 2 loners. They've got an agility 5 catcher, another catcher. I put all the skills on because I never quite remember which one the catchers are, which ones the throwers and blitzers are. So, thrower, 2 blitzers, 2 catchers, just the agi 5. That's the only skill on the team. We had a fantastic fans roll of 12, so we've got +2 fame, so we could get some good kick-off results. Not this one, so that's a bit of a shame. And it's rain, so that could be a pain. So the first thing was the setup. Love the setup. Absolutely love that he doesn't have any good blocks against any good players here. He's probably going to block one of the... Well, I know he's going to block one of the rotters. Doesn't want to risk... Well, he can't... But he doesn't want to risk a 2-die against a Nurgle warrior up the side. Can't get a 2-die on a Pestigor. Would need to start marking players too. The front line's so strong that he's not taking those blocks, so that's an extra 3 blocks that we're not giving up. So that's nice. I quite like the aggressive chevrons where these guys are forward and protecting the front line in case they did try to take the blocks, so that we do have that guard in the middle, so that helps. One thing I've mentioned a few times in my early recording is an alternative for this is you can actually just set up all your players in a row, which is one thing to think about. If this warrior's here, maybe this rotter's back and this rotter's back. He doesn't have any good 2-die blocks he can take then. So I'll just say it this once. Throughout this match, this opponent, for like the first 4 turns, just trades blitzes with the odd rotter that stood out in front. I think a lot of the time we could have lined our players in one row, and that would make it very difficult for him to get a 2-die block, and maybe he'd only take a 1-die, maybe he wouldn't even take it at all. But that's a sort of play to think about. It's actually just having your players in a line. You don't want to do it if they've got frenzy near the sideline like this, because then you could serve one of your players, but there's no frenzy here. He has no guard, which is the other thing which sort of counts it quite well, and at the same time it's made a lot better with your guard if you have any. So the way this match goes is that he's screening off here. Yeah, he generally just is quite happy to fall back. I'm surprised he doesn't just start taking some blind passes because that ball's pretty safe. And perhaps I think he should have done even in the rain there, so he'd still catch on 2+. So what we choose to do is blitz this guy towards the sideline. And we do get the knockdown, talk about that in a second. I'd quite like to try and get the beast onto the agi 5 guy there if we can. If we can tie him up and then block him with the warrior, that would be nice. So I'd probably think about blitzing this lineman out of the way. With the way that all these players are stood, I think that would actually then mean having to blitz with this warrior, which wouldn't be ideal at first, but he is on 5 of 6 SPP, so it's worth trying to focus this guy for a bit, even though you've got the block mighty blow, Pestigor. Maybe it's not ideal. Well, it's not ideal, but it's something to think about. And then you've also got the choice of, do you base up quite aggressively, or sort of leave, just defend your half quite securely, which is what we do. I quite like to see. We're getting knocked down here. Quite like going for the blitz though, with this guy, if not the other one, because that blitz gives us a push towards the warrior, who could take a follow-up block. So it's always worth thinking about, if I get pushes, can I get another block from a certain angle? If I only get a push, so I can take another block, and I can maximise blocks. That wins the game. The only thing with this blitz is, because we did get a knockdown, I would have really liked to put him here or here instead. Because as it is, we're pushing him towards our end zone. when we could have sort of controlled him more into their own side a bit better. So, in this one example, I would have put him here, because the plan is to cover him with the warrior, which seems quite good to me. So we're going to end up standing him here. Because he's stunned though, I think you could have put the warrior and the rotter here instead, and then just moved him back the next turn. So that's something easily done. So one thing I keep mentioning throughout this match is, I think we should have our players in a line. He ends up blitzing this rotter again, but if the warrior was here, he wouldn't be doing that. Not sure what he'd do then. Maybe he starts to base you just to get a 1 die somewhere, which would be a win. Yeah, because he's stunned, I put him forwards, and then move him back next turn because he's here. But ideally, I think we would have put this elf here, just so it's a bit further back, is the only reason. The alternative is there. I don't like that as much, because if we then put the warrior there, I'd want someone here, again, next to him to sort of protect him, but then be basing him, so that's not good. Or you just leave the warrior out by himself, and at that point I think he'd then choose to blitz the warrior, so I don't like that so much either. So in this case, I think I'll put the warrior there, and the player there. So we get the beast basing to Lyman, which is nice, you really want him basing as many people as possible, that's pretty much his job, and giving him a buddy is really important, so I like that. The only other thing here is, I think I tried to move the beast earlier, and then because we did get him there, I would have put this rotter, I think here, it's hard to say, or maybe put the killer here, ready to take a follow-up block against this guy, because he's not going to run it, he can't really run in and blitz your killer with the beast's guard there. With all the people basing his players around the beast, he can't get a good block on the beast. So, generally I want to move the beast early if he's going to move, so you can see if he's going to roll a bit of stupid or not, and then take decisions based on that later. So I think this could have been moved a little better, moved earlier at least, and then you'd have known that you could put the killer back to there. That's what I would have done, because now the beast's going to end up stuck on this guy if he doesn't dodge away. We can block this one away, but we can't block that one away except with the beast. So I think you always want the option of a block against anyone who's basing the beast with a player who is not the beast, so you can then move the beast somewhere else. It's the same thing here again. I won't go over it too much this time, but I think he should either be here, so there's no easy 2-die, or the warrior should be one forwards for the same thing. And in that case, we'd have these players here. Or we just start basing him. So seeing as he's elves, he can do 2+ dodges, but he doesn't have dodge. So actually putting pressure on him to dodge away, or just a straight 2+ each time, should eat through his rerolls over time. Unless he goes aggressive and starts blocking you, but I think he'd be quite happy in that situation too. So I think I'd actually put these 2 players and these 2 players all across here. And so it basically forces him to dodge away. Whereas right now we can just move for free. And also with the rotter being forwards, he's just going to take this blitz again, knock him down. If he got a stun or worse, that would leave us quite a bit weaker of this side. But if these players were forwards, he can't get this easy 2-die blitz. I'm not sure what he'd do instead actually. So a general strategy for a high elf offense is that they will fall back like this in their offense over time. They're actually stalling out the half, even though it's in their half of the pitch. They try and stall out the half and then score later on, so that you can't score after 2-1 grind. So you very commonly see high elves play like this, where they'll just fall backwards. And the trap to not fall into is to then base them so aggressively that they can just dodge away, run away, and sort of dodge around you, flip to another side of the pitch, and get away, make a breakaway, and go for it and score. That's the trap, and that's the plan that they're usually playing towards. Very nice when Tentacles works like this. So, the key players actually, I think at this point, are all the players in the middle of the pitch. We're just going to forget about these if he's happy to fall backwards. All his positionals, in fact. And let's see if we can whittle down his lineman. That's what we go for. So the blitz comes in here. Similar thing to last time. I think I would have preferred the blitz to come from up here. So when we hit him, if we got pushes, you can push him to here, and your block warrior can then get a follow-up block. Really want to maximise your blocks all the time. Just, always be thinking about maximising blocks, which means over time you'll have more blocks, and more blocks will be more removals, and more removals will make matches easier. You get the idea. It does take up more movement to get there and then blitz, so he can't fall back as far. But I don't think it's too bad if he just steps back to here. Maybe the Raptor comes in to protect him. If he gets knocked down, the Warrior can come and stand there instead. Because this Warrior is going to take this block and just step up to here. And so at this point, I can get all these players across here. And I much prefer that to what we end up with. For the Beast, I think what I'm doing is bringing the Rotter in to then block him away the next turn. Or taking the Beast block, I'm not sure which I prefer in this case. Seeing as it's only linemen and we're going to block one of them away, once he's only basing the one lineman, I think if we're taking the Beast block then to see if the Mighty Blow can help us out. Still, we got a KO, so he's gone. We can fall back to there. Maybe you can come back if you blitz from there actually. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's fair. But even so, if we were to blitz from there, I think I'd just bring my line up to here. So I'd bring the Warrior up to there. Maybe the Raptor up to here, or here rather. That Warrior's going to step forwards. I'll probably start basing this guy then. Oh, yes, and at this point, we get a safety. Very, very, very happy to see that safety come up. And I'm also very happy to see that turnover just accepted, because we're only on 2 rerolls. Reroll management, or rather just accepting turnovers at the right time, is super important for Nurgle and all teams when you're rolling on 2 rerolls. So I'm really happy to see that be above down, seeing as it's still on the Beast here, who's not stupid, so it's not too bad. Yeah, really happy with that one. And again, he's shown that he's just going to take a Rotter blitz wherever he can. Probably hoping to just try and get a stun or removal, just to weaken this side a bit, so see if he can make a breakthrough. But he's really not getting any luck with the blitzes himself. So he falls back here. I think he's falling back a bit too much, or rather he's not giving himself. And it's nice when that happens too. And good for him to not take the reroll as well. He's not going to take advantage of the speed of his catches here with how far back they are. What he should probably be thinking about is, if these catches are a bit further forwards, and you push too far forward, then his catch could run deep. And he could probably make a pass over the heads of everyone. So, sorry, I'm going very fast here because I'm trying to catch up to where I was before. I'm just going to turn or 2 forwards because it's a bit upsetting to try and remember all the advice I gave before. Whew. Okay, so, sorry, I just had to answer the door there. So I've kind of forgotten where I'm up to. Ah, yes. So again, I'd really like this Rotter to be here, or the Warrior there, just to make this 2-die difficult or even impossible. And the killer could be forwards, then you can't really get a 2-die on the killer either. He might go for a 1-die, which would be fun. And we do a foul, which I love. Straight 6s on the foul, which is kind of amazing. It's kind of a shame it is the loner, but gives us an elf off the pitch. It doesn't have a bench, so I think it's very much worth taking, because we don't care about our own bench. It's just Rotters. Quite a good time to take it as well. And it's kind of a shame that it's the loner, but it's better taking that foul on the loner when we have all these assists, rather than like giving up the position to go and foul this other player. So, back to him. But yeah, I really like this so far. Like the foul, like the blitzers, like the focus on the players. I like that we're not basing him too aggressively to let him then run around somewhere else. The only thing is, I think it's impossible to give away all these 2-die blocks, except he keeps just rolling pushes or knockdowns without stuns. So I wouldn't say we got away with it, but that's the main thing to think about so far from this match, I think, is using like a line of players in one row, so we can't get easy 2-die blocks anywhere. Moving the Beast here, it's not too bad. I would have much preferred... We could have moved the Beast onto this Blitzer, so I think it would have been a lot better if we'd moved the Beast to here, based him. If we had got there, bring in some support. But if we're going to base this player, I think the Beast should be here, because as it is, he is going to try and dodge this way, probably. If the beast is here, he has to dodge backwards, which is a bit better. Plus the beast will be a bit closer to all the action that's going on over here, compared to he's a bit exposed now, a bit out of the way, and he's not going to be that useful. So the beast probably wants a buddy. I guess that'll do, because he can follow up that block. Yeah, I prefer keeping on this side. Step the rotter up. You might have wanted to go for another foul, which would be pretty aggressive. I think this is where I was up to before. Just looking at this, I'm expecting to now blitz the killer. He's a tiny bit exposed. At least it's enough that he'll probably take the block. So I'm also thinking at some point he's going to try and get his players through, and that's the point he'll also dodge this player through here. And the one safety might not be enough, but I suppose this warrior's here for that guy. So it's not too bad. Do we need to bring him forwards? Yeah, might as well do. Doesn't hurt. So yes, I don't think I got up to here before. So he blitzes the killer, because he can get a 2-die there. No armor break's good for us. It's good in a way, because it's it sort of baited him to this side when he doesn't want to be trapped on the sideline here. That's what's happening. So it's quite good. And again, if the beast was here, he would be able to move onto this catcher, which would have been a lot better, I think. So I like the blitz here in case we get a push to put him on the warrior. Put him on the warrior anyway. I think that rotter should definitely be there just to stop the 2-die blitz here, unless this one's going to do anything. But it might seem silly because we've lost a player to a foul, but I would definitely be fouling the blitzer. You really want the blitzers gone. And 2 assists is pretty good. So I think I would have put that rotter there and then tried this one for the foul. And if he gets sent off, that's probably the end of our fouling for the match. Well, for this half. Until it seems like we're in the last drive. Otherwise, I think this is pretty good. He's in a tough spot. I would probably apply more pressure by putting the warrior here and the other rotter there. Yeah, I think I'll have based up more in this match. Before I would have taken that block, I would definitely want this rotter around here somewhere, so we can't just blitz this guy down and then have a path through. That's what to look out for. And definitely before we do anything with the beast. Although we do get a knockdown. Might as well follow up with the beast at this point. I think I normally prefer not to in case you get an arm break and you might be able to move him somewhere else. But the beast probably isn't going to add much to this drive anymore, other than stop him wanting to go over here. Yeah, so that rotter really needs to be there or somewhere around there. Maybe there. Doesn't matter. No armor break. That's a shame. I wouldn't move him that far up, because I'm going to expect him to try dodging to here, and they could start GFIing down here. They could even, he might even have to try a crazy pass to that at some point. We'll see. So it's going for the warrior with a 1-die. That surprises me, but you can see why. Because if he gets him down, he can just run through here then. So there is a bit of a gap there. The other rotter should have been the fouling rotter. So the first rotter should have moved there, I think, to stop him blitzing the Pestigore, and the fouling rotter should have been here. It's easy to say in hindsight, isn't it? He gets the skull into a pow. That's the gap that he needs to start making some progress down the pitch. Doesn't quite have enough players to do it safely. Oh, he's not doing it at all. He should have done, but he hasn't done. Okay. Okay, interesting. Right, what we're going to do here, I wouldn't put the beast on that loner anymore. I'd use that warrior to put him there. So if we're going to move that warrior there, you want to move the beast first, and where can the beast go? They can't go anywhere to base someone without a GFI. So I don't, hang on. Without a good option then, I'd want to move him diagonally down to here. But the warrior's in the way, so you can't do that. So I think I'll put him here. Sorry. There, isn't it? Which isn't great, but just sort of make him have to pivot around the beast one way or the other. So there, I think would be good. And then move the warrior to there. Because this guy's not doing much. And the beast's tentacles and his strength 5 and his guard are all super important. Okay, we clearly need to blitz the blitzer. So he wants to come around to here, blitz him upwards. Probably take him foul. Move us down, stand that warrior there. Maybe swap your safety so that he comes up here to plug this gap. I'm saying that, I probably shouldn't give him the safety. Maybe he needs to come back. Yeah, don't bring the safety back. I do like, yeah, perfect. I do like moving the Nautilus so the warrior can stand there and stop him from coming down easily. I think this is too much though. I think we need to keep him as a safety or else get another one. The Rotta's not quite as good, or the killer could be the safety. Oh, okay. Okay, Edge 5. I suppose that makes sense. In this situation, we definitely need to follow up. But seeing as we went for that, I really want to base the rest heavily there. So he's there, yes. Okay. And from this point, the beast just doesn't get a friend. If he dodges away, you try the 4+, stupid rather than moving out that Rotter over. So this is turn 7, so he needs us going for it. There goes a Rotter. So he's not scoring this turn unless this player comes all the way down. He really should have tried this player down to here. It's unlikely. Then you have to blitz him, but he should have made him the scoring threat. Okay, seeing as it doesn't, what plots can we take? Maybe something here. And is it worth doing the cage dive? Is it worth doing the 6+ for the surf? You know, bring someone to cancel these 2 assists. 3, 4, 5, 6. 6+ cage dive. If we had another pest to go around, maybe. I mean, it's probably better if that's the killer to just hit the edgy 5, I suppose, which is probably what we're doing, and then base it up quite heavily. So I'll bring this warrior around to here, or even there. Slot this warrior in, and that warrior there. Maybe. Just be really aggressive on the ball. That's probably the better option here. But I always want to be thinking about the sideline cage dive for the surf. That's won me a few games, even though it's a 5+ or a 6+. Definitely want to reroll that one. Wondering if it's any better taking a different direction for the blitz. I suppose not. KO's fantastic. So I want to follow up in that case. We don't have piling on, so there's no need to. So I want to follow it up, just see where else you might want to move to. Now that we got that there, I think I'll be putting that warrior in here. That warrior actually in here, so we can't dodge around the back. And doing a GFI 2, 3, 4, 2 GFIs. That warrior to get him in there. Oh, the Rotter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe the Rotter actually. 1 GFI would be better. And use this guy to do something here. Maybe just slot him in, bring the Rotter in, give him a 2 die. That'd be nice. But you want to be setting up. That's good too. That's quite good too. Maybe that's better actually. Definitely want him there still. I like the Rotter going up. Good. Oh, interesting. Maybe that's better. Yeah, that's a bit better actually. I like it. Use the GFI. after we use the reroll, so maybe it's not the safest. That's good. Yeah, you could have brought this guy across. He can't score now, so you don't need to worry about a safety or anything. I think, and especially the warrior standing there, I'll bring this guy over and then you get a 2-die against the Blitzer. Oh, I got the 6+ pass. What? What? What just happened? What? What happened there? So we rolled the pass. It's a 6+. So it's a 6+, but he rolled a 5, and because he has safe throw, he held onto it. He probably shouldn't have done. Should he? I don't know. Well, he held onto it because of safe throw. So that really confused me with how fast it was with the replay. Okay, so what's going on? Why is this rotter blitzing? Why not block? This rotter is just scoring threats. That ball is going to get served. Surely just take the 2-die there. What's going on? Anyway, in my opinion, surely you take the 2-die. Oh, I see you putting him here so that you can pick it up. Okay, fine. Just quite like the serve. But yeah, it could go anywhere. And then you need some dice to actually score from it. So, okay, not too bad. Nice. Very nice. Yes, we'll just go for that now. Oh, it's the rain. The rain cost us score. That's a shame. Oh, no chance. Oh, that's a shame. Still, very good half. Very, very, very good half. Great positioning, great, just great defense against elves. I like it. So it's time for offense. Oh, his KOs stay out. All his KOs stay out, despite having a babe. Oh. Oh, it's terrible for him. Great for us, though. So, what's the setup like? I guess you can be pretty greedy with the setup. The number of players you're against? Maybe not. He got off pretty lightly there, seeing as we got +2 fame. Yeah, he did. Okay, now you really need to knock these players down, and yes, he needs to come back and get the ball. But we talked about this, so I'm pretty happy to see this, that the Warriors are set up this way so that we can get the blocks, but we can also protect the sidelines a little bit. Nice. That was knocked down, so he's going backwards. It's also nice. Where's the beast going? Okay, keep him here, that makes sense. You know what, I'd have fouled this guy. This is in like pitch clear territory with the KO staying out. Take him both down. Oh, it was pushed them both down. Yeah, take them both down. I can kind of understand it. It will bite you one day and kill the warrior, but it's a rookie, so you might as well. And if that wasn't a turnover, yeah, I would have been fouling this guy. Yeah. Let's see what it is. Fails a 1 again. He's had terrible, terrible dice. And yeah, we don't get a Rorata from that, unfortunately. Because it wasn't for a block. So that's a shame, it doesn't replace the 1. But, oh, what a terrible game for him. Okay, now what? Do we pick up with him still? I think we do. I think we still pick it up with the 5 or 6 one, because we're very likely to score here. He's just stupid, but where he is, it's not too bad, because he can't just touch down here. I'd have just left him there, I think, rather than take this blitz. Oh, no, have another blitz. Okay, fair enough. This has got to be a foul now. Surely this one fouls. Ah yes, get the roll first. If you can. It's a 6, alright. Yay, it's a foul. Don't get anything though. This is the kind of game now where if it wasn't raining, I'd be setting up for a warrior touchdown. But because you need to make this touchdown to win, I don't think I will be trying the warrior touchdown after all. Okay, he probably just bases him. Maybe he takes the blitz. Actually, no, he's on 5-6. He's your blitzer. And these rotters, I get him to push him there, push him onto the beast. Never mind. Still be doing the same though. So yeah, even though his block is safer, I just want to be blitzing with that warrior all the time until he levels up. Especially when it's like a really dominant position where it doesn't matter in a match like this. Quite as much as normal. Ball's pretty safe now. I think this Pestigo might as well have stood here then. Oh, okay. Fair enough. But even so, I would have just had the half cage with these three and have more players up here and then formed a cage up next turn. Because this one isn't a threat. Moving to give the beast to friends, that's nice. Gets the warrior down. Of course, it's the fake AV9 there. Alright. Now, I think I'll take this block, and if it's not knocked down, put the beast on him. If it is knocked down, put the beast on this guy. Otherwise, just keep doing what we're doing. There's not much to say in a situation like this, as long as we're not really stupid with the ball. It's just a shame you don't really want to score on the killer. But at the same time, you don't want to hand off in the rain. I mean, unless you almost entirely pitch cleared him already, and it was just like 2 elves. I think at that point you can start taking like 4 turns to try and get the warrior to pick up a ball. But it's just a bit too much of a risk at this point. So, proper cage, that's nice. Let's... That's very nice. Makes this dodge difficult if he wants to try it. He doesn't. He's going to probably block this warrior again. Again, I think this guy will be the blitz for me, just because the SPP is on rather than the value in blitzing any of these players. Oh, that's nice. Sticking him on both of those. In that case, I'd mark one of them, probably this one, with the rotter, that's there, and just move the ball forwards like this. Stand these guys up. I guess one of them is doing the blitz now. But yeah, I would have gone for the blitz with the Nurgle warrior. Guess don't need to keep saying it. And in this situation, you do not score early. If we had scored that first half with that pickup, and it was 1-0 now, and it got to 2-0, I would score, because it doesn't matter if they score. It's not like the Wood Elves or a really, really fast elf team that could score 2 in, what, 4 turns? Maybe they could. It's only thanks to all those KOs staying out, we're in such a crazy position here. Okay, he's finally pressuring the cage at last. It's a very good result for us. He's really going for this. So I think the thing to remember here is we don't need to score just yet. We're already in range. So as long as we can end up with this sort of safe cage, which means it's not based by his players. That's nice. That helps. And I guess this rat is just going to stand up. Seeing as that went so well, what I think I'd do is just block with the ball carrier, push him there, and if you get both down, one of these rotters could blitz him to here, and the warrior could chain push people away. That'd be nice. I'm not too worried in this situation, especially the beast being there now. The beast and his guard being there is just fantastic. So if we take blitz that way and fall back, that's okay. I'll just be only slightly worried about the fact that we're falling back out of scoring range. But this works out brilliantly. Definitely follow that one up. What else is it? That's everyone. Okay. Feels like he finally started playing properly. Except he just keeps rolling ones on touches. And pushes. Oh, he's on 5 too. I guess we'd be taking quite a lot of blitzes with him if we could. Oh, it's awful. He's had an awful dodge dice. So we definitely want to make some progress with the ball this time. We can do that. Easy. That's nice, having the warriors on this side, because that's where he's probably blitzing from. Perfect. So here, I'll actually stick this rotter in here and blitz the Pestigore straight into that catch there, mostly just because he's AV7. I want that Kaz from somewhere. Oh, there. Well, this is a bit safer for the ball. Nice. That's all very good. Okay, so we need to score next turn. Oof. It's not even risking the one die here now. just have to score. I think I would make this warrior get a free die here and take that. I'd risk the 127 with a reroll. Oh, we're finally using the 5-6 SPP guy, that's nice. Of course, he's not going to get a kill, so... Is he? No, he's not. He's just going to tease you with it. Oh, it's so close. Yeah, make that one a free die, take that one too. This one too? Yeah, why not? Still, very happy to see that these are free dice blocks that have been made up here. I'm going to use the blitz, so there's the score. Okay, that's pretty much the game. Another very good, very successful one. I always feel like I don't have much to say by the end of them. So, the only thing I kept coming back to was you've got a choice of just having your players in a line against a team like this, where they don't have much strength, they've got agility, they don't have a lot of strength, they don't have any guard. It's a strength-free team. You know, the warrior here, that rotter there, makes it very difficult for him to get a 2-die block anywhere at all, and if he wants to hit the warrior, it would mean, well, he can't even do that, unless he bases you super heavily, like this player here, puts 2 players here, blitzes from this direction, it's just not a good option for him. So that's a setup I've been thinking about, this sort of situation. What else? I think we can move the beast a bit better in some cases. Did do a good job in the end. And I've been thinking about who to blitz with that's not just the killer. It's just way too tempting to blitz the killer all the time and try and get those removals. But it's these warriors you really want to level up. They're the real stars of the team once they get going. Anything else? No, I mean, the brain made that one tricky, or you could have been thinking about touchdown with somebody else, but it wasn't worth the risk. Another 5 of 6 SPP rots there. Would be nice to get a vanity pass if we can somewhere. That's generally the kind of thing where if the match doesn't go great and you defend first and they score, maybe just try a vanity pass or 2. If you've only got turn 8. If you've got a T-turn, maybe that's what you try. What was his dodge? It's not as bad as it felt, but it's still pretty bad. 100% foul appearance is a shame. Yeah, not much else to say, so I think I'll leave it there for this one. Congratulations on another win. Absolutely crazy with Nurgle, great positioning, thanks to that, thanks to not just basing too aggressive, just covering his options off, just locking down, just a perfect control game really. Okay, until next time.